Welcome back to the Cabral HouseCall. I'm Steve Cabral, board-certified naturopathic doctor, and today on a Mindset and Motivation Monday, we just went through a really fun episode on the law of attraction, and really I broke down the true laws. So a lot of times we've been led to believe that you can just visualize something and it will all of a sudden pop up and manifest itself into your life. But I showed you on that episode and spoke about how that has shortchanged so many people into believing that that would actually happen, and it didn't manifest itself in their life. So what went wrong? And I explained that. I really went over it in detail, giving you those very specific steps. And there are really only 3, with one bonus one that you should use to get more results out of that. So definitely tune into that episode if you didn't get a chance earlier today on the Cabral Concept. All right, next up, we have our questions from our community, and we're looking at the first question from Doug L. Doug says, I have 0 time for myself. How am I supposed to eat right, exercise, and get ahead? So the reason why I included this question from Doug, and thank you, Doug, for asking that question today, is 1, it's very common, but 2, I believe it starts with mindset and getting yourself motivated. So we could look at this as a exercise. We could look at it as a weight loss. We could look at it as wellness, whatever we want to talk about. But really, it's from a mindset and motivation standpoint, because Doug is like most people, myself included, where you really don't have any time left. I mean, I see people, I'm in appointments all day. I might be writing certain books that I'm working on, articles, emails, doing this podcast, consulting. So again, there's not a lot of hours left. And then, of course, I'm spending time with my family. So it's kind of like my own personal time gets pushed to the side. So what I have to do is look at this. I have to understand that I have to make myself a priority for part of my day as well. And the reason is that my own happiness is key to then being able to be happy and help other people. And so once I keep going back to my favorite quote, which is, I'll take care of me for you if you'll take care of you for me. We're always so caught up with trying to help other people to what? To the detriment of ourselves. And when we feel like we're shortchanged, again, we're going to snap, we're going to break. There's only so long we can do that. So Doug, my opinion is, and I do hope this works for you, is you need to start to take back some time for yourself. Now, a lot of times what we try to do is we try to take it back all at once. We try to get back an hour or 2 hours a day, and then we have to start slashing stuff from our schedule every day. This is what I found works best, is try to start with 15 to 20 minutes for yourself and do that once or twice a day. Much, much easier. And Doug, I'll tell you exactly what I did. I actually wake up, and I make sure that I wake up before everyone else in my family every day. And when I do that, even if it's only 20 minutes or 30 minutes earlier, that gives me my own quiet time that I can do with whatever I want. So that could be exercise, it could be reading, it could be meditating, it could be exercising. And Doug, you can do the same exact things. You could be doing meal prep with that 20 minutes when you wake up in the morning. You could be doing some light body weight exercises. You could be doing some interval cardio. Again, you could be meditating, you could be reading, you could be doing all of those things that you want to do to get ahead in life. So that is the best place to start. 20 minutes or so before everyone else wakes up. You can then eventually extend it to 30 minutes if you'd like. And then at lunch, what you should be able to sneak away from whatever you're doing, hopefully, for 30 minutes during lunch. And again, I know that there's a lot of moms listening out there and they can't get away. But maybe if your baby or child is taking a nap, that you could get that as your 15 to 20 minutes per day. And again, I know it's not always easy, but we have to start somewhere. But if you can sneak 15 to 20 minutes in the morning, maybe 15 to 20 minutes at lunchtime, and then before bed, you could get 15 to 20 minutes more to yourself, you're looking at gaining back about an hour of the day, which is really impressive. So you could, again, do your exercise and meal prep maybe in the morning with that 20 minutes. At lunch, you could do a walk, or again, you could prep then the rest of the day. And then before bed, you could do your reading, you could do your motivational based work, whether it's listening to podcasts or self-help, planning your next day, reading, whatever it is for you that you enjoy. Again, it could just be a hobby. Maybe it's just something that you really love to do. Maybe it's like you love to paint or draw or sing or whatever it is. You can do that during that time. So I kind of went on this question, but it's so very, very important. And Doug, hopefully that answers your question and you write back letting us know how it went for you. All right, MaryAnne is up next. MaryAnne is asking, is it really just bad luck and genetics that I'm always sick and overweight? So, MaryAnne, I can tell you this. it's not bad luck, and maybe part of it's genetics, but that doesn't mean that it has to stay that way. So I totally felt the same way that, why when I was, 17 years old and I first started to get really, really sick, why was it that every other 17-year-old, it seemed like in my life, was perfectly healthy, doing all normal stuff that a senior in high school would be able to do, and they didn't get the sleep that they got. They didn't, they acted the same exact way as me, but I was the one who got sick. And that made me angry for quite a while. But then I realized that I did play my own part in getting to that sickness. And of course, conventional medicine certainly let me down when I went to doctors and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, and also put me on antibiotics for, 3 years in a row before that, which obviously compromised my immune system. But I've played a role in that myself, from the stress that I undertook myself, studying for SATs and working 2 jobs and, doing all the things that a senior in high school does. So I certainly had my own stress. And then, yes, my genetics did play into it. I have many different issues with my own genetics, which is why I've studied them so deeply, with methylation issues, with detoxification issues. But what I can tell you is this: your genetics or your luck or whatever you want to call it does not have to be your destiny. I really don't believe that, because I've seen, just besides myself, take myself out of the equation, I was able to overcome it. I was able to figure it out. But let's just say maybe I just got lucky, right? We could just say that. I've helped so many other people in my practice and seen so many other success stories, not just for myself, but many, many people around the world, that I know that what you choose to do with your life, you can do that. You can decide it, and you can do that because of something that we know now, science-based, is called epigenetics. And epigenetics is basically our environmental triggers and our psychological triggers, which also affect our physiology, that turn on and off gene expression. So really, really important. So this was from MaryAnne. MaryAnne, what I'd like to say to you is that start to really, as we talked about in the last episode, think about what you want out of your own life. Start to visualize and be grateful for, yes, what you do have, but start to visualize what you do want, not what you don't want, more of what you do want, and then start to work a plan to get to that specific thing. Please do write back if you'd like, ask more specific questions, and I'd be happy to help you with that. But I really do believe that you will not be sick and overweight your whole life if you work towards the opposite of that. All right, our last question is from HealthNut25. So HealthNut25, that's the beginning of their email address, so we just use that. He or she is asking, I'm tired of all the guru motivational speakers out there. Is there anyone else I can turn to? So, you know what? I'm kind of feeling the same thing sometimes. Like, I like the motivation. I really enjoy hearing kind of the pump up speeches sometimes. But then at some point you're saying to yourself, okay, this is all great. But then like, okay, well, what do I do? Is it just all talk, or is there something I'm supposed to do? So Health Nut, I'm with you for a little bit of this as well. And this is what I like. I like the motivation. I like people to inspire me to take myself to the next level as well. But I also like it to be followed up with a plan, right? So that's what it's really easy. I shouldn't say it's easy, but it's easier to inspire people, to motivate people to change their life, to, wherever they are right now, to take themselves to that next level, but much more difficult to give them that plan to do that. And that's what a lot of people are missing. So what I would say is get the motivation, get the inspiration, because that's the start, right? You need to start somewhere. If you're not inspired, you're not going to get motivated. That's why actually many, many years ago, I think it's 11 years now, we opened our first body transformation center. And our tagline is inspired personal training and weight loss. This was even well before the Wellness Center was opened up. So why was it called Inspired Personal Training and Weight Loss? It's because it's not just about losing weight or doing training or any of those specific things. You need someone that's going to give you that inspiration when times are tough. Because not every day is easy. Not every day is like, okay, I'm getting up, I'm going to, attack the world, I'm going to achieve my goals, all those things. We all have those days, which are great, but then a lot of time we just feel like blah. We just don't have the motivation to get out there and achieve what we want in our life. So yes, inspiration, absolutely important, and you should be inspired every day. And if that means listening to a 5-minute podcast or a 5-minute video, great, then do that. But then it's, what's that plan? Start to listen to some people with objective plans. If your goal is weight loss, okay, find somebody who has a plan that's going to help you lose the weight, exercise-wise, nutrition-wise, detox-wise, anti-inflammatory, elimination diet, all the specific things that you could look into, all right? Look into that. But then also, maybe look up someone that could be a mentor to you, whether it's a nutritionist, a personal trainer, a health coach, a life coach, a functional medicine doctor, a naturopathic doctor, or just a friend that will be there to keep you motivated and who's been there before and they can give you part of their plan that they used. Any of those people, if they inspire you and you're willing to listen to them and follow it through, because again, it's easy sometimes the first few days or the first week or two. After that, what's going to be your inspiration? What's going to be your plan? Because you have to keep working that plan. And then the best part is, after you follow the plan, you've gotten the results you've wanted, you have this sense of accomplishment. And when you have that sense of accomplishment, then you can rely on you, right? You're the motivation, you're the inspiration because you know you've done it before. You know that you can really achieve anything you want in your life based on the fact that you've achieved other things in the same exact way, which is believing you can achieve it, really being clear about what you want, and then working a plan. It's all about working a plan that's been proven to work for many other people in your same exact position. So Health Nut 25, I hope that answered your question. Thank you everyone who keeps submitting your questions at stevencabral.com/Ask Cabral. Love getting them every single day when they come in, and I will promise you that I will make it to every single one of your questions. Thank you again for tuning into the Cabral House Call. As a thank you for tuning in today, I wanted to share with you the number one system my private clients in Boston and now all over the United States are using to lose weight, decrease bloating, improve digestion, eliminate skin issues, and increase their energy all day long. It's called the Dr. Cabral Detox, and without going into all the details right now, simply go to drcabraldetox.com and you can find out how my proven, simple 7-day system can help you lose weight and feel great. There's no hype, there's no marketing, and best of all, it's guaranteed or your money back. And as a thank you for being a listener of the Cabral Concept, I'd like to offer you $10 off your next 7, 14, or 21-day Dr. Cabral Detox purchase in the month of March. Simply enter the savings code MARCH10, all in lowercase, one word, when checking out. Thank you again for tuning in, and I look forward to hearing your success story soon.